Yeah. Anyway, so we decided to get them jobs for their birthdays. And hopefully they'll have a very long and prosperous career at McDonald's. Yeah, so, which reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, this next act coming up, great friend of mine, we met at a Toastmasters meeting, by the way, and he was so funny, I threatened him and said he must get into stand-up comedy. So please give a big, round, warm, Sufa Comedy Couch welcome for Mr. Erich Vici!
Dating is hard in your 40s, eh? Especially if you're married. My wife's married. Have you met my wife? She's an amazing woman, really just a beautiful woman, amazing woman. Her name is Janet. I got home the other day and there was a fire engine parked outside the house. And you know, with all these public holidays, our housekeeper's been on leave for about 3 weeks, and I'm half German, right? So I ran the house like a military dictatorship. Everything must be spotless. But I'm African as well, so it's a corrupt military dictatorship. And I get in the house, and the first thing I notice is the lounge is a mess. I mean, it looks like an adolescent boy's bedroom. It doesn't look good at all. And the second thing I notice is the fireman. You know, this guy, big, built, huge, muscles. And I said to my wife, I looked at them and I said, I know what you've been doing. You've been cooking. She said, no, it's just a cup of tea. I said, just leave it to the professionals, but tell me, why don't you have any clothes on? And she said, no, the fireman told me that I must take the clothes off, otherwise the hot water will spill and then it'll burn me. And I said, so why is the fireman naked as well? And she said, no, the fireman responded to the call, but he's actually on his way to a parade. And so he didn't want to get his uniform smelling of smoke. And, you know, when you've got beauty and you've got this consideration in the same woman, that's what you've got to love, you know? My wife is so considerate. She's just amazing. And smart. You know, we've got 2 beautiful kids. We've got 3 kids. 2 beautiful kids and 1 kid. And when we fell pregnant for the 3rd time, my wife sat me down, she explained it to me, she said, the vasectomies don't always work. Sometimes they make the babies black. And that can happen. I know. But that can happen. And my wife knows that. And that is why I married her. She's clever, she's beautiful, she's considerate. So I'm in the lounge, and there's this fireman naked, and there's my wife naked. And I said to her, these are also cameras and lights, what are they doing here? And she says, no, we're making a safety video. It's going to be called Fire Station Pump House 5. And you've got to love that kind of dedication. You know, she actually volunteers at the fire station. It's amazing. Because the city doesn't have budget to pay for an all-night receptionist. So sometimes, I mean, I'm here tonight because she's putting a shift there at the fire station. And the firemen love it, you know? They love having her there, she's such fun. And in fact, just last Monday, we had the babies, my little vasectomy baby's 3rd birthday party at the fire station. And you know, those guys just love her. They love her like she's their own daughter. It's amazing. And we've got such big hearts, South Africans. There's all this love. It's just wonderful, this country. I'm very worried about names. I'm very strict, as I said, I'm very strict. And I sometimes see in the shops a father or a mother with a child, and the child is throwing a tantrum. But I'm half German, I don't stand for that stuff. We have a very strict rule. We do not give in. We do not negotiate with 2-year-olds. We give in immediately. We do not negotiate with 2-year-olds. We give in immediately. Do you get it now? Because, never mind. But I've got 2 older kids, and I'm very particular about names because you've got to give a kid a decent name. The most common name now, one of the most common names in Black American culture is the name Unique. Spelled 127 different ways to make it unique. U-E-N-I-K, unique. So I was very careful with the names that I gave my children, and my middle child came to me, she said, "Dad, I don't know why you called me what you called me, because I hate my name." I said, "That's because you shorten it, my girl. You keep calling yourself Jackie. Why don't you call yourself Jacuzzi? It's a perfect name. It's the name we gave you. That's the name we gave you, Just call yourself Jacuzzi." Like, we spent a lot of money on that name, You've got to book the hotel, you've got to find one with a jacuzzi. Sometimes you have to go there multiple times. I think she's just jealous of brother Miles. He calls himself Miles, but his real name is Miles High Club. But you've got to give kids an unusual name, otherwise how are they going to get a Gmail address? Unique@gmail.com. I feel sorry for the kids. Their parents don't have enough imagination to give them names, so they call them Julie 1985 or Zoe 1986. Like, what is that? Why can't they just have normal names like ordinary people? So, I'm the soccer dad in my house. As I said, I'm very strict. My daughters, they make me call them Your Majesty, because I call them Princess, right? But I get to drive them around, and it's a real privilege. I drive them around, I listen to them chat in the back seats, I get to school, and then I can check out all the moms in the parking lot, the moms that I'd like to meet. The moms I'd like to meet.
That's not what you meant.
The moms I'd like to meet, and then spend some time with. And in fact, they elected me the class rep. So there's politics even in schools these days, it's crazy. They elected me the class rep, and I always hang out the parking lot because my wife's a teacher, and she tells me that every class has a hot dad. So I am hoping that I'm like the hot dad. But I'm a little bit upset with Nadim because he put me on quite late tonight, and I'm actually a little bit late now, because as the class rep, I have to organize stuff for all the moms. And I thought what would be really nice is to watch a safety video with the class. So tonight, I've got a copy of Fire Station Pump House 5. And I'm going to show it to the class. So Nadim, I'd love to stay and chat, but I have to go now.